Yes, Kenya. Tamu sana, yes. In this video, I want us to have a look at a tweet by Olekina, a tweet that is generating a lot of anger from William Ruto's team. Senator Ledama Olekina, we must win Bungoma and Elgeyo Marakwet by elections. Raila Odinga, this time, we focus 100% on issues. Look at the cost of living. Voters need to understand that price of unga will not come down, fuel prices high, and 18-year-old taxed. The government, 88%, Mount Kenya, and North Rift. Yes. In this video, just as usual, I want us to dissect that tweet to look at the issues Olekina might be talking about. I want us to look at them in details. And as we look at them in details, I want us to think out of the box to see the hidden kind of a truth Olekina is just trying to expose here. The hidden issues Olekina might be trying to expose here. If you are watching us for the very first time, subscribe, give this video a like. Yes. If you compare Azimio campaigns and the Kenya Kwanza campaigns, Azimio campaigns were coming out as more issue-based than Kenya Kwanza campaigns. And Azimio were trying to explain to Kenyans how they were going to implement what they were promising them. William Ruto and his team, they were not even explaining to Kenyans on how they were going to implement those issues they were promising them. William Ruto was just whipping the country along dynasties versus hustlers, bottoms up. And he was not explaining to Kenyans on how he was going to form that government with Mama Mboga Boda Boda. He was just telling them, we are going to form a government together. So in terms of issues, Azimio campaigns were more issue-based than Kenya Kwanza campaigns. And it's also a fact that Kenyan politics, a leader who can whip emotions can just win the hands of a majority of Kenyans. And that's what most likely William Ruto did. He identified a section, a population of Kenyans, and what was affecting them. And then William Ruto ran away with that. Back to Olekina's tweet, in my honest opinion, I don't think Olekina is actually trying to mean issues per se. Olekina is just trying to say, in my honest opinion, maybe the message he wants to pass out is that Raila and his team now should have a clear message to the people, as opposed to having too many messages that are not coming out clearly. William Ruto had only one message, bottoms up, hustlers versus dynasties. And you are seeing those ones are going together. And William Ruto was consistent on that. Now, if you look at the current political situation in Kenya, even in 2027, most likely, I'm seeing the issues will just be the high cost of living and the two community domination against other Kenyan communities. Looking at 2027, the issues, in my honest opinion, will still be the same. The cost of living will still be an issue by 2027. The mere fact that two communities are dominating against other Kenyan communities will still be also a factor in 2027. And I'm saying that because it's also almost likely that come 2027, William Ruto might once again pick somebody from the mountain as his running mate. So it will be a challenge in going for the presidency, somebody from the mountain as his running mate. So the two community domination against other Kenyan communities will still exist in 2027. And I'm also seeing a very high possibility where the cost of living will still be high by 2027. And I'm saying that based on the fact that William Ruto intends on actually increasing taxes and taxing a wider population of Kenyans. And that will only mean Kenyans will be coughing more in their pockets to sustain and to support the government. And so far, we have also seen William Ruto has expanded his government. He has increased principal secretaries and government departments. So 2027, most likely, for somebody looking at the bigger picture, the issue might be two community domination and the cost of living. And as of now, Raila and his team ought to have started campaigns along those two issues. And they should make that message very consistent in that any Azimio leader going out to talk to Kenyans, he should just be talking about two community domination and about the cost of living. Their message should be very consistent, direct, and very clear, as opposed to saying so many things and then all those things dilute the message. The message does not come out very clearly. Look at William Ruto. He had one consistent message and he managed to whip motions using that. And now back to that tweet about by-elections. If you look at Bungoma, for example, John Waluke is in prison. And if you look at the leaders who introduced William Ruto to Western, one of them is John Waluke. He is in prison, accused of having obtained about 297 million Kenya shillings, which they shared between them, some people there. Look at Ferdinand Waititu. A 588 million case has been dropped. Look at Chumo, former Kenya Power MD. A 400 million corruption case has been dropped. So you are seeing the Mountain and the Rift Valley cases being dropped. A case facing somebody from Western, the person is being sent to jail. That's an issue that Azimio Brigade should now be selling in Bungoma County. Let them whip emotions using that case of John Waluke. Let them whip emotions using that. And I'm saying that because if you look at the Bungoma by-elections, already William Ruto has betrayed Wetangula there. You are seeing Oda has fielded a candidate for the senatorial seat, for the Kenya has fielded a candidate. So even if Wetangula is not coming out to complain, Azimio should be complaining on behalf of Moses Wetangula. Let them complain on behalf of Wetangula. That's how politics is being played here. And then Azimio, they should field one candidate. And then they should also use that aspect of John Waluke to whip emotions in Bungoma County. But it appears Azimio's team, they are still maybe sleeping on that. And then on the cost of living, if you look at the cost of living, something tells me now, beyond that, I'm now getting more convinced that William Ruto might have deliberately increased or rather removed fuel subsidies and unga subsidies, for he wanted to play politics with it. In that as time goes by, maybe they will be reducing it by 1 bob or 2 shillings, and then they will be telling Kenyans that we told you we are now working to lower the cost of living. And in the actual sense, it's them that hiked it by removing the subsidies on unga and on fuel. So Raila and his team should preempt that early enough. They should by now have explained to the people William Ruto and his team's game plan here. In that they increase fuel price by about 100 shillings, they reduce it by 1 bob. Tomorrow they'll be reducing it by 5, then maybe 1 bob. And then they tell the people that we told you we are actually working. Raila and his team ought to have gone around the country explaining to Kenyans that kind of a game plan. So that in the event William Ruto starts playing that kind of politics, already the masses shall have known that. So they'll just be seen and be exposed as if they're playing politics. And also, I also believe that by now, Raila and his team ought to have started their campaigns, and they ought to have started them very aggressively. They ought to have identified their candidate for 2027. That candidate ought by now to have started going around the country campaigning and seriously attacking William Ruto's government, because it's very clear that in less than 50 days, Ruto and his team have been in government. They have messed up big time. So they should not be given time. Raila and his team, William Ruto and his team are really moving at a very terrific speed. That is also the speed that Raila and his team should be pushing them. Yes. Let me stop it there, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to support our channel, I've pinned my number on the comment section. Contact me through the number, or feel free to channel your contribution to the number. Let's meet in our next analysis. Thank you.